Hello, everyone. We're back again with the challenge, season 38, episode 3. Last time, I think we had Turbo going home, him and Tamara, I think. I don't quite remember her name, but they went home because the entire house helped out Horatio and whatever that chick's name is. And they were able to win with help. I mean, I wish Turbo had stayed, but hey. But then, right after Turbo went home, Jordan shows up. Jordan is one of the greatest to ever play the game. See Jordan right there. Even with one hand, this man has dominated the game. So I'm excited to see him. And I'm like, all right, this is going to be good. I'm excited. And then his partner comes out.
Looking for my crown.
And his partner is, God, I can't remember her name. Anissa. Anissa, who has done well because of her body weight and she being heavier than the other girls and dominating physical competition. Anissa, who's done terrible because of her body weight and gassing out early and quitting a lot. Anissa. Who's never won. Ever. Anissa. He's played the game for a long time. Anissa. They pretty much brought one of the greatest players in the game and dropped a huge anchor on him. Man already has one hand. And then you strapped him with a goddamn lead weight. What in the fuck? Like, seriously. There's also drama with what's Wine Mom's name? Tory, because they were engaged and he broke up with her. I mean, I would too. He said that things were great for a while and then things were really dark for like 6 months, and she admitted to having depression and being on antidepressants. So like, yeah, leave her. Like, and that was them being engaged. Imagine if he married her. It's a miserable life with a miserable person. It's not very appealing. So, yeah. But she's upset because she never got closure, even though after they broke up, she went on the challenge again, and then she hooked up with Fessy, who's going by his actual name now, which is Faisal, something like that. So she did that. Like 2 months after they broke up, she hooked up with a dude, and it was like, yeah, will you want closure after that? Like, you you did what you did. You're acting like you're living your best life. Like, live your best life. He doesn't owe you anything. So there's that drama. All right. So get Jordan in the game. I'm excited. But now the vets are outnumbering the rookies, and they're going to do a whole politics thing, which I hate. I just want great competitors to go against each other. I don't want this bullshit politics, but I mean, it's part of the game. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. All right. Freaking Wine Mom Tory is promoting antidepressants because why manage your problems when you can just take a pill, right? Why fix your life and deal with your issues when you could just medicate yourself? I mean, being a responsible adult used to be a thing that was required. Now there are pills for that. Modern world. So Fessy is hooking up with a bunch of different chicks. Well, he's not hooking up with them, but he's you know, I mean, he's spitting game at them, and they're very receptive to it. Let's see. All right, so we get to the daily challenge, and it is, it is an endurance sort of race. So what they have to do is they're going to be they ran all the way from the beginning, all the way down that track, and all the way up here, and all the way up to the top here. They have to collect these barrels as a team, bring them back down here, stack them, and then press a button on the top over here. And they have to do that all the way down on each station. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then all the way at the end, they have to run all the way back up here and grab 3 barrels and stack them all the way at the end in order to win. And it's obviously a speed-based thing. So the fastest couple to do it is the winner. All right, so right off the bat, Fessy is getting it done pretty fast. Him and his, I think his teammate's name is Monica, Marika, something stupid. Mariah, right. His teammate is Mariah. And I think most of the reason why they're getting it done so fast is because he's so tall that he can just hop on the barrel and just press the button pretty easily. It seems like the rest of the people, they get pretty winded, and they're pretty much just crawling up that barrel, you know, to just a touch. And then you have the team of what is that dude's name? The dancer that was on Big Brother. He's like 4'9", like he's a really short dude, and the girl that he's with is just slightly taller than him, and they're just not they're just not getting it. Like they haven't been good in any of the other challenges. They've not performed well. So they're sucking pretty bad. Oh, there they are. What is their name? I just want the name to Tommy and Annalise. That's it. All right. All right. So you see Tommy there. He's like freaking 4'9", and Annalise is maybe like 5'2". So they're struggling, and they're losing. I think they've come in last place in pretty much every challenge so far. I don't know if they came in last place, but they haven't done very well. All right. So they're going through. The closest teams were Johnny and whatever that random chick you picked up off the street is, and not Johnny Bananas, the other Johnny, and Faisal and Mariah. In the end, the winners were Faisal and Mariah. So they get to choose who's going to go in. And Faisal being a vet, he pretty much kind of either he has to choose the vet team, which outnumbers the rest, and if he doesn't choose them, they could put him in. So he kind of has to throw in some rookies. Pretty much, there's not much suspense there when it comes to that. After the challenge was over, what is her name? Annalise, right? She has a cry because why not? She says she doesn't want to be looked at as weak. So that's where she's crying. She doesn't like when people look at her as weak. It's like, no, people aren't looking at you as you're weak. You're weak, right? I mean, there's assuming someone is weak, right? Based on the way they look, right? And then there's actually seeing them perform and having proof that they're weak. And there's proof that you're weak. So it's no longer an image. It's just, it's confirmed. You're weak. So you're not being looked at as weak. You are that. Sorry, somebody's got to suck, and it's you. I mean, they could have been Jordan. They could have been Jordan and stuck with what was her name? Anissa. That was not good. I mean, he could have. he could have done much better in this, but he had to go at Anissa's pace, and she's a. All right, so Fessel and Mariah had to choose who they're gonna see. This is an issue with these chicks. It's just like, why is she dressed like this? Why is it necessary for her to show that much? Like, I don't understand it. This isn't like the whole stroll or like at a bar trying to pick up a dude. You're literally just on a competition show. Like you can wear all your clothes. I don't understand people, man. It's just why. So they have to choose rookies to go in. Fessy pretty much made all the decisions. She's just nodding along. She's too busy worrying about how much cleavage she's going to show, because that's planned, right? She's not like putting on her shirt and not noticing. Like, she literally has to properly fix it so that she's showing enough tits but not showing any nipples. That way it'd be censored. It's like she has to plan that. It's not accidental. So it's intentional in her showing cleavage, but for what reason? All right. So in the end, they chose, all right, there we go. Rookies. So let me make myself smaller. There we go. Oh, not small enough. All right, so we chose Annalise and Tommy, which is the team of losers, and Raven and Johnny. There's Johnny. Oh, her name is Raven. Okay. Johnny right here, one of the rookies, one of the better rookies, and Olivia and Horatio. Horatio is pretty good. He's a soccer player, and he's very athletic. Good on him. A little bit naive, but he's a pretty good competitor. I like him. And then we have Colleen and Kim. Sounds like two girls, right? Called them sister wives before, but it's a very tall blonde dude and what looks like a porn star in Colleen. So these are all rookies, and they are the ones that are going to be sitting in. Tommy and Annalise both played Big Brother before, and yeah, but and I think Colleen and Kim, I think they've been on some sort of show in Sweden. I don't know what country they're from, but yeah, that's the group. Horatio and Olivia, I don't know. I think they were on like Love Island or something. I don't know. Raven and Johnny, I don't know what they were. Right, so Lise is the group that's going to be sent in, and then name, but Faisal is going to have to choose him. Well, he's the one that's going to have to choose, but still, whatever that chick is, she's not going to be making decisions. Which one is going to definitely go in, and the other three have to choose, have to pull a dagger from a rock and see who's going to be safe and who the safe person is going to save. Okay, and then who's not safe is going to have to go and compete. So let's skip to that part. So Tommy and Annalise decided to play a little bit Big Brother. They went to Kim and Colleen, and they made a deal with them that'll keep each other safe. Then they went to Horatio and what the hell is her name? Horatio and whoever the other chick is, and promised them that they're going to keep them safe. So either way, whoever wins the safe dagger, because they're all assuming that Johnny and Raven are going to go in. So whoever wins the safe dagger is going to save them. So that's their plan. They're going to do a little bit of double play and see how it goes. All right. So they're lying to one group, obviously. So we get to the elimination, and Faisal chooses Johnny and Raven to go in. All right. So they're going to be competing. Then the other three have to pull the dagger. First dagger was pulled by Kim and Colleen, and they were not safe. The second dagger was pulled by Tommy and Annalise, and they were safe. So they won the safe dagger, and they get to choose who they're going to save. And they made promises to both teams, but in the end, which is what I expected, they choose to save Kim and Colleen, which I don't think was a smart move. They should have saved Horatio and whatever her name is, because those two can win. Those two can win, and if they come back, they'll come after them. And if they save them, then they can win and they can keep them safe, which would be a better move, because Kim and Colleen, they haven't performed well. I mean, dude is tall, but he's a whole bitch. Like, he's not performing. So why would you save them? They can't help you in the game. They suck as much as you do. But hey, that's what they chose to do. So the ones are going to be competing is two friend groups, and which is and they've been working together as an alliance, and they're the two biggest threats as the rookies to go against the vets, which is Johnny and Raven, and hold on, there we go. Ratio and Olivia, right there. They're going to be the ones competing, and it's going to be a double-decker hall brawl type situation. All right, so show you what it looks like. All right, so this is what it's going to look like. You got Horatio over here, you got Johnny over here. And I think this is Raven, and this is Colleen, Olivia over here. All right, so what they're going to do, they're going to run in, all right, and get to the bar, and they have to push the bar all the way to the other end, all right, whichever end, in order to win. And after whoever wins, their teammate get a 1 second head start. So the door is going to open, right? So assuming Johnny wins, then Raven's door opens 1 second ahead of Olivia, and she gets to run to the bar in the middle there and gets a head start in pushing it. All right, and the other person is going to be right behind her and trying to push the bar the other way. All right, so that's how it goes. The first round went to Horatio. He looked smaller, but he has a lot of lean and powerful muscles, and he took out Johnny and gave a head start to Olivia, which Olivia is taller and heavier than Raven, so it wasn't even a competition. I don't think. As soon as she got in there, she grabbed that bar, pushed right into Raven, knocked Raven right out of her shoes. Like, literally, like her shoes are putty, and she just keeps sliding right out of them. And she knocked her out of her shoes, then pushed her out. And so they got that first point. For the second point, they switched them, and Olivia and Raven were on the bottom, right? They're on the bottom. They go for it. Raven once again wins, giving Horatio a 1 second head start. But Johnny gets in there and he wins the second round. He pushes Horatio all the way to the end, wins the second round. So they tied up. Go to the third round, and they back to the bottom there, where because I think on the top there's more grip as opposed to the bottom. They get back to the bottom, and Horatio takes that one. He takes the bottom there, and they go back, and it's Olivia gets that 1 second head start and freaking just guns it straight up. Raven goes in there, and she literally goes into push, and she just flies right back and win within a second. So Johnny and Raven are gone. Uh, it was an interesting challenge. And Raven is a Raven is a sad individual. When they first came in the show, he spit game at her. Like he wanted to be with her or whatever, but she made it like a friend thing. He invited her to be on the show with him as his partner, right? Like I said, he literally picked her up off the street as a partner, and she was playing hard to get. She was doing this whole thing like, oh, if you prove yourself, whatever, get to know each other, kind of stuff. She did that, and then he came on the show, and then he meets another chick, and then he starts hooking up with her. It's like they weren't an item. She was, you know what I mean? She was playing hard to get. The other girl was like right in there. She wasn't playing around. She was just like, you know what I mean? She went for it. Now, Raven, right before they had this elimination, she starts yelling at Johnny because she's saying he embarrassed her. He embarrassed her and made her look like a fool because he was hooking up with a different chick. And she was claiming that he made it seem like they were going to be in a relationship. She was literally stating that they're good friends right now and they're going to see if there's going to be more. So she was playing the game like, you know what I mean? She's trying to keep him on his toes or whatever, playing hard to get. I don't. And then she lost. She played hard to get and she lost. Some other chick didn't play hard to get and he was right in there. And now she's mad at him and she starts yelling at him. Before they have an elimination, she started yelling at him about him making her look like a fool and all this stuff. Just like, if you don't want to be with the dude, why were you playing it? Why were you, if you wanted to be with him, why were you playing it the way you did? Instead of letting him know that you're interested, but you just didn't want to take it to another step there. You just let him know that, then shit would have been fine, but you're playing hard to get. And also, if you're not interested, why are you mad? So she starts yelling at him, yelling all this stuff at him before they have an elimination. And then behind the scenes, she's saying she was hoping that he would just hug her and say it was okay. It's just like, you don't just get to yell abuse at someone and then blame them for not comforting you. Anyways, I hope to never see her again on the challenge. She was terrible. She literally flew out of her damn shoes twice. I think it's 3 times. I think it was 3 times she got knocked out of her shoes. Just terrible performance. And she embarrassed herself. I don't think Johnny had to do anything, but there we go. I wish they would stay because I think Johnny was a pretty good competitor. I rather Nelson was gone because I think Johnny's a better competitor than Nelson. Nelson hasn't won anything and he's just there. But if I was gonna say, I would rather both Nelson and Johnny stay and just get rid of freaking Kim and Colleen. Like just useless individuals. And then Tommy and Annalise, their political game is pretty entertaining. They can stay. They can stay. It's funny. But until next time.